You're on 94.1 FM, 3WBC, with Jerry Guirguis presenting...
Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Downtown.
And now here's Jerry Guirguis, 94.1 FM, 3WBC, the voice of the Inner East.
Hang around and let your problems surround you. There are movie shows downtown. Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close. Downtown, just listen to the rhythm of a gentle bossa nova. You'll be dancing with them too before the night is over. Happy again. The lights so much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, where all the lights are bright. Downtown, waiting for you tonight. Downtown, you're gonna be alright now.
Hi, and thank you ever so much for allocating the time here on 94.1 FM 3WBC. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Yeah.
No, and it's no problem at all.
It is an absolute pleasure. I have to say, I'm so excited to able to have this wonderful time with you here on the radio. Now we've just had podcast and music relating to radio, and how the video killed the radio star.
Yep.
And I'm sure you enjoyed the tracks because you can hear them and as
Yes.
much. Congratulations for winning an award for Makeup and Hair Guild of America. Let's congratulate you. Stop there and talk about a little bit about how did you go about winning that particular award?
Well, a group of us won that award.
Right.
For period hair and makeup.
Right.
For Elvis.
Ah.
As well as Elvis.
Yes.
And initially it's given to the head of the department, but we all won it with her. And so it meant that I was in Queensland working on Elvis, doing extras.
Yes.
And doing their wigs, because that was where they put me. They sort of split us up into two groups, one makeup, one hair. And I got to do that. I loved it.
How long were you there up in Queensland for?
A few months.
Oh wow, that's why you've been hiding. I've been asking, when the hell is Justin anyway? So congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me just go back from the start.
Yes.
What is was it expensive for you to qualify as a makeup artist, and how's it now?
Yes, it was expensive.
Right.
It's the same like becoming a hairdresser as well, because I did that first, and that was $10,000.
Right.
And then the makeup side of it was a little bit less than that, but over a certain amount of years.
Right.
I did it in stages, more so than just going and doing 12 months, a 12-month course.
Right.
But now you're up to like $17,000 for a makeup course.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's really expensive.
And what about, how long is the course for, Justin?
The diploma is generally for 12 months.
Right.
But then, if you want to specialise, then you go and find other courses to do with, like prosthetic artists and things like that. And that could be another 10 grand on top of that.
Wow. That is a lot. You worked for the ABC TV, and how long were you there for, Justin?
Well, I was there on and off for 24, 25 years.
That's a bloody long time.
It is a long time.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Oh, Oh,
I was very
okay.
proud to work for the ABC, being that it was, so-called proper journalism.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But also it was exciting, and you got to learn a lot. We did everything basically on
Right.
there.
Okay.
So going from drama to news to TV quiz shows to inside, all sorts.
For 24, 25, that's a long time, 25 years. Did you start in TV down, and whereabouts roughly was that the old studio?
Originally, I started at.
Yeah.
And I was doing a Sunday TV program, which was a basketball show.
Right.
And progressed from that to doing the news on the weekend when no one wanted to do it.
I love it. Absolute opportunities in those days.
Kathy Boland.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask the hard questions. Who was the most fussiest about makeup and being perfect in front of the camera or on stage or whatever?
Well, look, they're all a bit pedantic about that, being on stage, like being in front of the camera. I think it puts you into a little bit of stress to sort of make sure that you do feel and look perfect.
Right.
But as in fussiness, there was no one really. They were all pretty good, to be honest. They might have had a bad day, and and something might not be working for them, and we all get a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
But I think that in the long term, there was really, no one that I could really falter in a sense. Nothing that I had like I was going home crying every night. Do you know what I mean? No, there was no tantrums.
Right. You had to have the character behind the profession to actually survive for that long.
Well, part of my job is to deflect and, make them feel at ease in their chair,
Right, yes.
And I think that that's an important part of them not having a hissy fit.
Right, okay.
Just by making them feel like they're or the fussiest, because you're making them feel a part of the process.
Right, okay.
So that they feel good at the end of it,
Yes, absolutely. I do understand. And like I said, it takes the character, the person, the professionalism in the character to actually bring out the most from the people that surround you in the environment.
And when you're doing it, though, you're not thinking about that as much. You're in the process, and you're allowing them have some say in what they do and what I'm doing as well, so that it sort of makes it a collaboration, really.
Right, yeah. If we go back to something that I'm sort of familiar with, and that is, the work that's engagements, wedding, school photos, and all lawyers coming out of, stepping down from local courts. Politicians are on in front of the cameras these days. All that work is still available, and is it, what's happening with it?
Well, it is available. It's just a matter of being with. It's a matter of being with the person, like getting in with that person at the right time when they feel that they need something. Like I do work with Coles.
Yes.
So their CEOs have they have all different levels of CEOs.
Right.
And if they've got a thing that when they go on camera, they want to feel done. They want to feel that they look perfect.
Right.
Without having to worry about all of that with all the stuff that they've got to talk about. So they will get me to go in every so often to do that for them. And you know, it is hard now too, because people don't necessarily want to spend the money, but want to still look good, you know. And like you, how do I put it? Like lawyers, not necessarily lawyers. You know, that would be more like a corporate situation.
Yeah.
But as an individual lawyer, no. But the weddings and things like that, I used to do weddings like years and years ago, and they're still just as big as what they were back then. You know, they're not. They haven't died down, because I think if anything, it's gotten more. Those people have gotten more fussy.
Yep.
If you look at it in that sense, because now you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got YouTube.
Yep.
Where they look at all these Kardashian people and want to look like that, and it's so prevalent. And I feel, as a makeup artist, that they all look the same. They don't have any personality anymore. Right.
We were listening to some of the podcasts that I just played starting at 6:30 today, and you know, Zooms and meetings and the video apps that are out there. What changes have you seen in your profession with all of that stuff that's available for the client? Do they come back to you and say, "Oh, I've got this particular filter. I look like that." Do they bring a picture and say, "That's what I want to look like"? I don't know.
Well, not necessarily. I've not had that, but I'm sure that it does happen.
Yeah.
I certainly get pictures of what people want to look like, but depending on if they're a 50-year-old person and showing me a photo of a 25-year-old, I can only do so much. And I have to tell them that.
Yep.
You know, I've got to be honest with them in a nice way, you know. So it has made a difference in our industry. But it's not flowing into it with, it is kind of like, people aren't necessarily booking us as makeup artists to do their makeup, to go on to like this sort of platform where they can just do themselves quite easily and then put a filter over the top.
Right.
And it blends it all out.
Right, okay.
So it does change our platform a little bit, and especially in the fashion world and stuff too, you know, like influencers and things like that.
Cleopatra's with her makeup thousands and thousands of years ago, and Nefertiti and all of the men also wore makeup, I think.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. Makeup has been around, and beautifying a facial expression or a face and the whole persona, that hasn't changed.
No.
It has sort of, you know, been part of humanity all this time. And where's it going? Where do you think is going to happen with that?
With makeup?
Yes.
I think with makeup, in a sense, we've sort of reached, like, unless it becomes to the point where you can just push a button and it does it for you on your face. But I think we've reached a point where we're sort of not reinventing the wheel. We're still on that wheel. I think we've reached the point of where we could go with makeup,
right,
in a sense of nothing's really going to change from now on, like from what they used to do. I think like in the 40s, 50s, maybe even going back to the 20s when it started to change, where the smoky eye started to come in, and there were finger waves and the geometric sort of shapes. That's when the makeup started changing, and Estee Lauder and Max Factor, they had a lot of innovation in the makeup industry to change what was happening, making things that were better for your skin, but, in today's standards, they're not necessarily. But it's the technology has not changed, and I don't think it will for a long time, because unless you can invent an electric pen or something that changes your eye shadow, and, like in what was that film called? Total Recall, where she's doing her nails by touching her nails with a pen, and they change colour. She just chooses a colour and it's done. Unless something like that happens,
right,
or a mark, I don't see anything happening in the future that's going to be much different to what we're doing now.
Makeup consisted some of the products that you carry to your client. Is now it includes, does it include a hairpiece? Does it include a mo? Does it include a beard? Because is that part of the makeup now? Is it a composition of other factors?
It's always been there,
right?
And I think that if you're looking at it in a general sense, I think most people don't really know a lot about that sort of stuff out in the real world.
Right.
They know bits and pieces, but, I did a short film a few months ago with Steve Bastoni, who's a big actor here, and I had to make him into Mick Gatto. And it was just a student film. It was nothing, to go to air or anything like that. It was just a VCA student film, and I had to put a wig on him every day,
right,
to make him have that full cropped haircut. But for sure, like yesterday, I was working with an actor that had a moustache put on,
right.
So it happens all the time. All the time.
I don't want to take too much of your time. I know it's 25 minutes past 7, so I do want to say thank you for allocating the time at the evening, Justin. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Yeah, and we'd love to have you back on air again. We want to talk more about other cosmetics that are maybe clinical, maybe of other nature that might, your profession would help. So thanks again.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Thank you so much. Stay there for a second because I want to take a photo.